Good morning. We getting right into it. Who the fuck gave y'all this title as to call yourselves single mothers? Y'all bitches is not single mothers. Y'all are difficult bitches. A single mother is a female who raises her children or child alone because the father of her children or child is either incarcerated, deceased, or just a flat out deadbeat. So if your baby father doesn't fall under any of those categories, you're not a single mother. Some of y'all are baby mothers. You let the father see the kid, but you're just irritating. You're toxic. You want to argue. You want to be with him. Ugh, y'all know what y'all are. Y'all love that title. But the rest of y'all bitches are difficult bitches. Put that shit in your bio. You're not a boy mom. You're a difficult bitch. I call you up to get my kid. You say, yeah, it's cool, but let me ask you a question. You still with that bitch? What that got to do with anything? Click. You hang up. Now you sending him a long paragraph telling him how you're never going to see your kids, how he's getting put on child support. Does that sound like a fucking single mother to you? Or does that sound like a difficult bitch? Does this sound like a mother who's fucking tired posted on fucking Instagram? Oh, I need a break. Postpartum is so fucking hard. You got the break, bitch. You so tired, but you got a whole bunch of mouth to argue with a nigga who just want to see his kid. You're not a single mother. You're a difficult bitch. When you bitches have conversations and you try to make yourselves a victim out, yeah, girl, I was with my kids all week and I'm a single mother. Stop telling bitches that. Tell her I'm a difficult bitch. My baby father want to see my kid, but because he don't want to be with me and because I think I run the shit over here, shit don't go how I go, how I say, then shit's not going. Why don't y'all start telling people that? Y'all bitches is not single fucking parents. Leave that shit in 2025 too. Pack that shit up.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. Call Holayim La, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Chodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and know the bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. And the people that are the children are the Edomites, because the Edomites are nothing like but a bunch of big kids that always have a temper tantrum, always crying, etc. Because this man is not fit to rule. First and foremost, we see the condition of the earth. You see everything mourning first and foremost, and also with the oppressor, flip-flopping, switching everything, because everything is out of order, off course. Roughly paraphrasing the book of Psalms, chapter 82, I believe, verse 5, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and they have given women the position that men should be in. Okay, they have women as the head of the household. They have women as the ones that get the custody of the children. They have the women that placed in certain career fields that they shouldn't even be in, like judges, lawyers, etc. Okay, police officers. Okay, things that really need and desires for the authority of a man to be in that position. A firefighter. Just throwing out a few. For instance. Okay, so you have women that are put above the man here in this society, especially with the feminist movement and everything else. Okay, which the feminist movement is really for them to not be equal to men but above men, because these women truly believe that they're above men. There's no such thing as equality when it comes to these daggone women. Okay, and as we see as the beloved elder apostle Gabar Tahar, which they always state, all the beloved elder apostles, elder bishops, if you want to see the state of a nation, just look at their women. Okay, if you see how their women are acting, you'll know how the men are conducting themselves. Okay, and we know how our men in our nation are conducting themselves. And this is also, of the curses and of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai turning his face from us. Okay, so now you have, as you hear, single mothers. There's no such thing as a fucking single mother. Okay, no such thing. Especially if the man is paying child support, Title 4D. If he's interacting with the kids know their father, they know they father's side and this and that. There's no such thing as a single mom. Only way you can be a single mom, again, like she just stated, whether the man's in jail or dead or not, or just completely MIA. That's the only ways. Okay, the man is in jail, he's not getting out. He doesn't want to, be involved with the kids. He's MIA, he's gone, or he's dead. That's the only way you could really be truly considered as a single mother. But a man paying child support, a man getting his kids on the weekend, a man being involved, you're not a single mother. Okay? But let's continue because, it's the customs of this world, and it was only targeted to you Israelites. Okay? Let's grab this. Because our people cleaved onto the customs, which they still do until this day. They embrace this society, man. Okay? And this is Colossians 2, verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. And that's what happened. These devils know, because as it says in the book of Psalm 64, they did a diligent search. They know our history, and also referring back to the book of Esther. If I'm not mistaken, was it Esther or is it Judith? Judith chapter 5, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? And the Apocrypha. It tells if we sin and we go off, then we can be taken down. But if we're taking heed to the guidelines, the laws, the statutes, and commandments, and being submissive to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, then don't mess with us. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay? Colossians 2 verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. And that's what he did. He fed these women a philosophy that was delightful to their ears. It was pleasing to for them to hear and to take advantage of it. And now in 2025, you're literally seeing all these women starting to regret it. And shit, I'm even getting some pushback from my demon about the situation with my kids now. Okay, that's another story for another time. But the vain deceit, which is lies, the fraud, again, because our people love lies. Okay, continuing on, after the tradition of men. So after the tradition of the man that runs this world. Okay, it's not after the true customs, the true tradition, the true, again, instructions, guidelines of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, where a woman's supposed to be submissive to one man. She's supposed to play her role according to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, how he has ordained things to be upon the earth, man. And a woman's not supposed to be above the man. A woman's not supposed to be usurping authority. A woman's not supposed to be in the position she's in right now here in this captivity, man. We see the outcome. We see the damage that it has done, man. Okay? Colossians 2 verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach. Because the traditions, the rudiments of this world, it is literally made for you to be continuously disconnected, rejected, disregarded, and always prospering in wickedness, prospering in sin. Okay? And with that happening, that keeps the adversary, the enemy, Esau, Edom, on top. But he didn't, consider his latter end, that the Lord would have a remnant that would come back to him and, prophesy, speak the truth, bring it forth, expose, condemn, etc. And literally, this man's downfall is literally being constructed as we speak, man. Okay, so, he used the woman, to destroy our nation, and also to help, which she became his tag team partner and his bulldog. But now her job, her task, her position is not required no more, man. Okay, so you were bamboozled. to do the dirty work, man. And then again, it's of the curses, but also of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, because this is the type of spirit that these women are in. This is Genesis 3, verse 16. I'm going to read this in the NLT. Then he, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, said to the woman, I will sharpen the pain of your pregnancy, and in pain you will give birth. Okay, so, that's why, you women, all nations, you go through pain in birth. It's a curse. Okay, more than likely in the kingdom, you probably won't have pain when you have children. Continuing on. And your desire, and you will desire to control your husband. And do these women not desire to be the commander in chief in the household and towards their men? Yes. Okay, they literally truly believe and think that it's the opposite, that you're the helpmeet. You were created and made to serve them, when it's actually they were created to be the comfort for us, to be the helpmeet for us. Okay. And you will desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you. And see, they don't like that. They don't want to be in subjection to the man. Okay? And furthermore, women gravitate towards power. And who has the power? Who has the might? Who has the resources? Who has dominion? Esau, Edom, the so-called self-proclaimed white man. So his philosophies, that vain deceit, his tradition that he brought forth, they cleaved onto it. They drunk the Kool-Aid, man. And amongst those philosophies, that vain deceit, his traditions, what did he tell them? You don't need your men. You can do it on your own. You're strong. You're black. You're independent. Okay? I'll be your kid's father. Daddy government will make sure they get free lunch at school. I'll make sure they get Christmas presents, a turkey for Thanksgiving, etc. All these things, man. I'll put the man on child support, Title 4D. Anytime you got trouble with any of these niggas that you deal with, just dial 911 and the slave patrol come over there and kill his ass. Okay, these women know that they have way more power, way more comfort than you, and they use it against you all the time. Now just think, if we truly had our women, and our women were truly in order, and they actually gave us comfort, actually, embraced us and everything, this captivity wouldn't be so bad. But the Lord did a lot with when it comes to our women. It's also an example of how we treated Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So it's also judgment and a punishment for us. And again, he also put the spark in Esau's wicked mind to use our women against us, man. Okay? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah greatened the affliction when it came to our women, because this is exactly what we did to him. So how our women treat us is how we treated Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah every time we went off, man. Okay? If you understand. But let's continue. Because things is going to, righteousness is going to flourish upon the earth, and everybody's going to get their ass back in order, man. Whether you like it or not. Ephesians chapter 5. Because right here, this is what these women don't want to do. Okay? But if Esau said it, they would do it. Okay, this is Ephesians chapter 5, starting off at verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord. And again, their Lord is Esau. And they're actually submitting themselves to their husband Esau, because that's their Lord. Okay, because Esau runs this world. So they cleave on again to the customs, the philosophies, the rudiments, the traits, the characteristics of this world. So they truly are submitting to their husband, which is Esau, and he's their Lord. Okay? Verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Hamashiach is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. But they're supposed to be submitting to their Israelite man, the one man that they've actually been with, only had children with. But we know that's not so, because it's so much adultery physically and spiritually, mentally, all that going around. You have a great abundance, an intensely number of HIV, STIs, STDs prosperously growing upon the earth, and especially here in Babylon the Great, man. Okay, a brother just did a video with HIV flourishing in I believe in Nevada. Okay, verse 20, Ephesians 5 verse 24. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Hamashiach, and the church is the men, and that's one thing that women don't realize. Men have no issue, no problem submitting to order, to be in subjection in things in general in life, and especially to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, especially the men of the Lord. The true sincere men of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Men are always submitting to order. Men are always doing that. But that's something that women don't do in this captivity. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Hamashiach, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. So you're supposed to submit to your husband in everything. Okay? The reason why you women think and you want to be single mothers, because one of the main things that I've gotten out of this is that you want to prove that you can accomplish raising men and young women without the man, which is false. The statistics and everything show that you need a man for both women and young men. Okay, a man needs to be present and involved for both of those genders. Okay, and also to say that you did it on your own. You want the brownie points. You want the glory. You want the praise. That's a few reasons why you women want to have that label as being a so-called single mother. When again, if the man is present, there's no such damn thing. No such thing as a single mother. Okay? If the man's paying, again, Title 4D, which is child support, involved with his kids, you putting them through hell, there's no such fucking thing as a single mother, man. No fucking such thing. Okay? But let's grab this last precept, because the point is made, man. Let's go to Sirach chapter 3, and let's read verse 9. For the blessing of the father establish the houses of children. So the father establishes order, structure in the house. Okay, because the father is the main authority, and the father is the one supposed to lead the household in righteousness uprightly. Okay, and especially if that man is informed with the knowledge, the wisdom, and understanding of the truth. Okay, but just in general, a man brings forth order in the household. Okay, brings forth the blessing, the way the children are supposed to conduct themselves, how they're supposed to look at life, how they're supposed to be raised, etc., man. Okay? For the blessing of the father established the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundation. So why do you think these kids are so jacked up? Why do you think these young men, YNs as they call themselves, so damn emotional? Why do you think these young women are so damn masculine? Again, everything is out of order and off course. Okay, because you got these women as the head of the households just laying down with multiple men, polluting their womb, getting a great number of demons on them because they're carrying every man's spirit with them, every man's DNA. Their mind is they're fucking batshit crazy, unstable, spirit is off, and all these kids got different fathers, and you got the woman attempting to be in the position of a man to raise all these different kids from different lineages, different men, different DNA. Okay? And there's no, because the woman, especially this day and age, is only really worried about herself. So she's not really worried about raising those kids in the correct manner, man. So with the father being rooted out, there's no blessing, no order, no structure being established in the household, no foundation. Okay? Because the mother, she lives in pleasure. She's worried about what she gonna do. You know, what is the main thing they do with the Title 4D money when they get it? They get their hair done, get their lashes, their nails, their toes, etc. Okay, barely. I'll say probably a little bit more than 3/4 of these women barely use that money for the children, man. Okay, so I don't want to wrap this up, man. I hope and I pray that this was edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true sincere Aki and Wa'akwaf. So with that, I'm just gonna say, Shalom.